So this is gonna be part two of the last video, and it's gonna be about the technique. It's gonna be pretty short, but I mentioned a lot of stuff in the last one about like connecting with that twin flame energy, and you can do that. But if you haven't connected with your twin flame yet, or maybe some people I don't even think have twin flames, and maybe like a soulmate or something, you could think of that, or just like self love. Like self love is so important, and I don't think it's really talked about enough. But yeah, like loving yourself and feeling the warmth of your own being, and you're connecting with your own higher consciousness, and that's what the twin flame really is. It's like have sex with yourself, and love yourself. And but what I was gonna mention is I did mention it in the last one about not orgasming, and it's actually funny if you read up into Norse mythology. Odin is said to be this being that is a master of the orgasm or master of pleasure, and I'm sure a lot of people, like a lot of Vikings back in the day, thought, oh, he had a lot of women, or he like could pleasure women very very intensely. But what that means to me is that he was disciplined and he knew how to control that energy that it can produce and generate. And like I said in the last one too, before I would onk, and onking, you can look that up, but I honestly don't recommend it. And what my guides tell me is that you shouldn't do that. And it makes a lot of sense now because, and I mentioned this in the last one too, um, but yeah, you're wanting to release and that's the concept of edging that I really wanted to get into in this one. Is like, I mean, if you're, I don't know as much for a girl, but I'm sure it's probably similar that uh, edging is like you feel that sensation of like you're about to orgasm, then you stop, like you cut, like you just stop, and you master that urge, that really really strong sexual urge to like blast off, and by doing that over and over and over again, you generate so much light and get to these peak states. And but it reaffirms over and over and over again that you're the controller of your own emotion and your own desire, even, and that's the power of Odin that I'm talking about. And yeah, so edging over and over and over again, and being happy throughout it, and being in the moment, and like focusing on the sensations everywhere in your body, and like getting into it, and focusing on the sounds. And I even started, it's really hard to do all of these at the same time, but when I've gotten it, I've started remote viewing like some really cool stuff, like sexual stuff that is actually like beings like my twin flame, for instance, and seeing him, and like remote viewing him. And it's really funny. But yeah, I started mixing Kriya yoga with it. So like I'd be going, and like uh listening. And what I was saying, how to doing all of these at the same time is pretty difficult for me. But I have gotten into the groove with it before, and that's holding the energy of love and joy together, while also listening, and being completely present in the moment, and then also doing Kriya yoga at the same time. So like all three of those is going to be like, if you can get it down, which like I'm still working on, and it's pretty, like they said you don't have to do that all the time, but when you're really trying to cleanse and purify your whole system, it's really really powerful. And you can even go through like sets, like you can stop for a minute and then do Kriya for a second, and then like do Kriya a few rounds or whatever, and then keep going, like especially like right as you're edging, and like you stop so that like you don't orgasm, right? And then you can do kriya in between while being present, and that's like super super strong, and it works really well. But yeah, like I said, if you edge for a really long time, I think like you can come, but again, you're not going to have the full benefit because you released a lot of that energy that you just filled your all of your chakras with, and your lower chakras really they empty out. I mean, not empty out completely, but um, they lose a lot of that energy that you just generated and filled them with when you orgasm. So like you're not going to get that full benefit, like I said. Um, but like, I mean, I don't know how much of this is just like my own belief, and it could be your own belief too. And like again, we're generators and creators of our own reality, you know. And maybe I'm wrong with that, but honestly, it I don't think I am, because there's just been so many synchronicities, and my guides tell me that, you know. And again, I'm not perfect at telepathy yet, but I'm working on it. And that's another part about it is it can get you into those really really light states, those blissful states, to be able to channel and hear telepathic messages a lot clearer, because you purify out all of these those lower emotions, like I said, and those lower frequencies and those lower thought patterns, and then you can let the higher ones in a lot easier when you're in that state. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think there is at the moment, but thanks, guys. Subscribe.